Welcome everybody to the Teach Different podcast. I'm going to say my two favorite guests again to discuss a quote with us, and we're going to have a great conversation as we always do. I got Jarvis and Tree, two community activists from the city of Chicago, also community organizers and artists. Okay, so they keep themselves busy, and it's a privilege to have them again. And we're going to discuss today a quote from none other than the Bible, Romans 12:21. So we take quotes from everywhere. And the Bible is a very obviously a religious document for most people, but it's also a historical document that was created by people, and we're going to take some of the wisdom from it and have a conversation about it and see whether or not, well, where it leads, right? Because these conversations are all about starting with a nugget of truth and then looking at it and then coming up with some different perspectives on it and asking some big questions and having just a really good discussion. Before we start it up, let me give a quick update on Teach Different developments. We are talking to several legislators in Illinois right now to bring our certificate program for teachers into some schools this spring. And for all of you who've never heard of this Teach Different method, this conversation method we're about to model here on this podcast, we developed a certificate program for teachers that teaches educators how to use this to make what they're already teaching more interesting, and get more good discussions going with the students. So we're just really excited because everybody's seeing the benefits of on mental health of having conversations like this, especially among the youth. Jarvis, we've talked about this quite a bit. And so we're really, really excited is what I'm saying. This spring is going to be a groundbreaking for Teach Different, I think. And we're going to be up and going this summer and into next school year. The other thing that's going on in Teach Different is a homeschool course that is at its final stages of completion that parents can go through to help them learn this conversation method. And, use it one-on-one, or if you've got a few kids, use it with them. A lot of times, you live in the same house with people, but you're not always like interacting and having good discussions about things. And this framework can be used at home as well. So those are the two big things going on. I had to plug them before we get started. So without further ado, let me go ahead and kick us off. I'm going to read the quote a couple times, and then we'll just see who wants to jump in, and we'll start it off. Here's the quote, and this is Romans 12, verse 21. Don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Short, sweet, lot in there. There's some big words, but let's kick it off. Who wants to start off with some thoughts about this?
All right, so basically, what I got by it, don't be overcome by evil, but be overcome by good. What that's kind of telling me is like, the devil kind of like it's a conscience. Like, what they say, like the heaven and hell is a real thing. I feel like honestly, it's just like a place in your brain, like how you think on certain situations. Like you could kind of think evilish, or you could think highly about a situation, depending on what it is. So like, I don't know, but I'm gonna use it because like I just had this situation like where I was in a kind of tight spot, and I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of pushing me to some temptation ways to kind of do something evil or something out of spite to get something that I wanted. But I had to remember like, okay, I could do that though, but what is my karma of me doing that. Like, am I really gonna get what I'm looking for, or what if I get something that I'm not looking for, and something that wasn't even in my plan? So I kind of like set back on it, and then what was crazy was I end up blessing somebody at the store for like $2. And then exactly what I needed, God, it's like God had just set it in my lap. And I was like, that's a miracle though, because I was just about to do something so crazy to get what I wanted. And it was just like it was an unexpected blessing though, and I was just kind of like blown from it. So I don't know, I'm just real spiritual. So now I just be thinking to myself, like, when I get in those temptation ways, I'm just gonna sit back and kind of think and try to, like, just see if it's really worth it or not, because like sometimes it wasn't really worth it. It wasn't gonna be worth what I was trying to get though. So at that point, I kind of agree with it, though. But I don't know, it's tempted though. What you think, Mr. Fox? I don't know.
I like how you talked about karma, which is really kind of it's a reason to do good. If you've lived a little bit longer than most, you realize that when you do evil, it comes back somehow. And once you learn that, it's almost like a strategic decision you make. If I do this, I know I'm going to have to deal with it later. So that's one reason to do good, and don't do evil. That so that's what I got from what you're saying, and that resonates for me. I don't know if what you're thinking. Uh, we got Bully with us. Bully did come, and we it's good to see you, man.
What's going on, everybody? Sorry for being late. The kids had my phone. I had to look at it. My
No,
thousand apologies, man.
no problem, no problem. Good to see you. If you want to weigh in on this quote, Jarvis just brings up, what I just said. Basically, it's do good because it keeps you safe in a way. It keeps people from coming after you.
I had a thought on it too, like how they say, violence don't beget violence. So I be trying to get people to understand that, like, my family members, my partner, my friends, like, a lot of times, even if you feel wrong, like if a person wrong you, if a person like steal from you, if a person, it could be multiple levels of wronging you. You could feel right, but if you come at them with like this like evil intent, or like this extreme like negative violence, they're gonna overshadow what they did to you and only see that. Cause it's like, yeah, I did something bad to you. I disrespected you in a way, but now I'm being disrespected. And if I was mature, maybe I would be wise enough to be able to handle what I dished out. But clearly I'm not mature, because I wouldn't even hurt you in the first place. So I'm not even mature enough to take back the lashing you're giving me. Now I only see that. So it's like, that's what I feel when it says like don't be overcome by evil. So it's like when negativity is swirling you up, don't try to react to it with negativity, because that shit ain't gonna, it's not gonna work how you think. Like the other term, fighting fire with fire. You can't fight fire with fire. It's a reason sometimes to use fire. Like sometimes they set forest fires on purpose for purposefully burning things. So sometimes it's good to use fire metaphorically, but you got to know the time and place. And it's mostly best to just move peacefully through situations than being overcome by evil, like the quote say, for sure.
It's like you lose that control. Being overcome by your hate and anger and hurt, you lose control, and that's going to be a problem.
It's like to truly like levitate the quote of belief. You got to believe in God, and you have to be a firm believer. And some people just not at that point, because you got to understand people is born into circumstances. So a lot of people don't really get it till they get that moment. You get that moment in life, and like that was God got me out of that. Cause a lot of us, we don't believe in God. Cause why we born in the projects? Why my mama on crack? Why my uncle on crack? Why I don't got no shoes? Why I don't got no clothes? Why my brother just get killed? Why my auntie get killed? Ain't no God. And so that be our mentality. people don't believe in religion because a lot of people just like the religions beef, like the Muslims want you to be Muslims, Jehovah's Witnesses want you to be Jehovah's Witnesses, the Christians want you to be Christians. So a lot of us grow up thinking like, if there was a God, why would he put me in this? But not knowing he put me in this because he know I could survive in here, you know? But it takes for people to get that moment in life, and people get that moment in life where you be like, that was none but God. And it took for me, like when I lost my grandmother and stuff, like I was going through things. My auntie has took all the money and kept it for herself, whatever. And then I was upset. I was mad. I'm gonna be honest. I was probably gonna set a house on fire. I was upset. I was really upset because my mother had died when I was 5, and that was like the only thing my mother could have ever left me. And my grandmother came to me in my dream, and y'all might believe I'm tweaking, but she came and she said, Marcus, leave it alone. You're gonna be okay. So I like, my grandma came to me, so I left it alone, and then I just started getting blessing after blessing after blessing. Now it's in my mentality, like, the more I do good, the more blessings gonna come. And I firmly believe in that now. But if you don't hardly firmly believe it, ain't none of this stuff gonna work. You have to believe in God, you have to believe in the way, and you have to believe in doing good. And now I did so much in my bed as a kid, I feel like it's my duty to do good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm obligated to do good. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's like slower, like with the fast money, you rob people or get money come as an instant gratification. But you do it the right way, you might not like the first job. You might not like the second job. But then I found the job right. Then there's another job. It get better and better. It's not a race. It's you set your pace. And the more good things happen for you from being good, it motivates you to be more good and do more good. But some people just got to get that moment to even believe that there's a God, because we born in so messed up circumstances. A lot of people don't even believe in God. Cause I talked to my little cousin, like he out here, he wild, he get wild, he one of the worst of the worst. And I was telling him, I'm like, don't never feel bad for what you do. Like, don't feel bad like you the devil or you going to hell, or like, cause you a victim of circumstances. You weren't asked to be here, you weren't asked to born here. And he told me, cuz beyond, I don't believe in none of that shit. I don't even think about that. You see what I'm saying? So a
Yeah.
lot of people not even spiritual enough to understand the relevancy of doing good.
What did you say about race and pace? You rhymed something. I don't know if you did that on purpose.
It's not about the race, it's about moving at your pace.
There you go. I'm going to remember that. That's really good.
We
That's
all
really
born
good.
different. I can't do it as fast as you, Steve. I might can't talk as fast as Jarvis. I might can't run fast as Tree. But we all get to the same finish line. That ain't my pace. It's not a race.
I
It's
like it.
move at your pace.
You said a lot there. I want to hear from Jarvis. Or you got a thought, Jarvis?
I mean, honestly, what he's saying is honestly true though. Like, you have to go through these trials and tribulations to even understand or even to find God. And and a lot of people, like Bully say, they do question why they heal, why is these circumstances placed upon me, and why I gotta go through this. Like, why somebody else. But I ain't gonna lie, as I've been going on my journey, I've been understanding that, God put us all in different places for a reason. I feel like he put me in poverty so I can find him, and so I can help other people find him as well too. And that's why I'm on this platform, and that's why it's people like Bully, me, Tree, you know what I'm saying? Because it took trials and tribulations for us to find God. We didn't just wake up and just say, you know what, we dedicated to God, this is what we gonna do. We had to go through things to actually understand, well, the things that I'm putting in the universe, or the things that I'm sowing, these are the things that I'm getting from my beneficiaries. Like, I sow evil in my garden, I'm getting an evil plant. You know what I'm saying? And then it enlightens your brain, like I said earlier. People think that it really is a heaven and a hell. Me personally, it's all in here. How you think, how you believe. You in hell when you at your evil conscience, when you at your base, when you think in bare minimum, when you in survival mode. That's hell, because you're willing to do whatever and whatever to get what you need. That's hell. But when you thinking from a higher conscious self, and you've been through things like Bully was saying earlier, you understand that there's rules and regulations that's in bound that I don't see, that's in the spiritual realm. And that's why I can't do what I'm finna do, because it's not gonna trigger on me, but it's gonna trigger on my family. This is a bad seed that I'm sowing, and not only that I'm gonna reap, my family gonna reap too, man. And everything that we do evil in the street don't always come back to us. And that's the crazy part. It don't never really come back to you. It goes to other people that didn't even deserve it in your family. And so like I ain't gonna lie, it really do take people to find God.
Here's one thing. I want to hear what you're thinking, Tree, but I didn't see God in this quote. And here it comes, right? We're talking about it like it's here. And is God good? Like what word have you replaced with God from this quote? Don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good.
Nah, I replace good with merciful. Because you gotta think about it. God is a merciful God. That's the best good you could ever give to me. Because I repent, I done did so much evil, I done did so much wrong, I done went against your word so many times, just like a bad kid. But you still show mercy for your child. You still understand them. You know what? I'm not gonna abandon you. I'm gonna love you. Yes, you did do wrong, but I'm gonna show you right. Yes, am I gonna punish you? Yes, I am, but I'm gonna still show you love. I'm gonna still show you mercy. Why? Because you is my child. In the Bible, it say we were made an image of Him. Who? God, right? So exactly, that's a part of your temple. When you finna do good, you remember yourself as God. You've been merciful to your peers, your partners, other people
Sounds like
outside.
you're saying thank you. Thank you for giving me the grace. I'm paying you back
You see?
with that. Speak, Tree. You got something.
Yeah, so I was thinking too about like how. So recently it was Martin Luther King's birthday, and that's one person that I ain't never seen nobody in my life embody that quote more than Martin Luther King. Like they was literally walking, getting spit and beat on, and didn't swing back once. They did not get like. It's hard to not. It's hard. Like it's hard on an average daily basis just to deal with just a random person that ain't even physically harming you. It's hard to deal with rude customer service people. It's hard to deal with rude people on public transportation. I don't mean like hard, but it's just like these things can kind of like ruffle your, throw off your sense of peace. And that's not even getting physically touched. They was getting physically touched. They was getting spit on, beat on, dog sicked on them, and still was able to move with love. And it's like the only thing I could look into that is like that's some type of spiritual strength. And they were not overcome by evil. And I stand on that. I believe that that's the only way to beat evil is with love. It's like if we like, for instance, another example I have. Not too long ago, a mother was attacked by children here in Chicago. A mother was attacked with her children by little children that went to her children's school, and it was an outrage, it was an uproar, and there was a mob of adults the next day at the school hollering, "Bring those kids out! Let's kick those kids' ass!" And they really wanted to beat up the kids. And somehow their argument was, "That's how we got to teach these kids. We're gonna teach them that you can't beat up people by beating them up." And then I got a lot of flack on the internet because I was against that. And I actually went on a podcast and argued with the host of the podcast because she was one of the ringleaders of the mob that was at the kids' school. And her audience was like, "Oh, you want to talk to those kids and all that talking stuff don't work." And it's like, we can't teach our kids to react to violence with violence. It's like, okay, we tell our kids, like the average parent don't not the average, a lot of parents, I ain't gonna say the average because I don't know how the average parent is. I feel like there's actually a lot of more positive parents nowadays. The negative is just outshines the positive. But I feel like some parents, they misconstrue how they could tell their kid like learn how to communicate. Like let's say this. A parent catch his son yelling at his little sister. A father catch his son yelling at his little sister. The father would tell his son, when you angry at your sister or when you and your sister having a difficult situation, don't yell at her. Talk to her. Woo woo. But then that same father would turn around and yell at the son when he don't know 2 times 2 or something. He'll say, "How the hell you don't know this, son?" And then get aggravated and get frustrated and start yelling. And it's like we don't model, the average parent don't model what they tell their kids. So it's like, we can't teach our kids to, oh, when negative things is going on in life, react negatively back.
I see what you're saying. You're basically looking at this quote: "Don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." It's like being a role model. You can't, teach someone a lesson by doing what you're telling them not to do. That's not a lesson. Bully,
I want to weigh in on that too. Yeah, cause that's crazy. You know, that's how me and Jarvis actually got so close. Like he was working with us at the job, and he was bugging up about his money. He like, man, I want my money. I want my money. What the fuck? Where my money at? Woo at the bam. He had talk crazy. He was like, y'all some clowns and whoa, whoa, whoa. So I see it. I feel like I'm thinking like, we talking about some clowns or whatever. But then I realized like they work, they honor me and they mentor me. So I ain't go at first because he's like, y'all some clowns. What am I checking? Whoa, whoa, whoa. So I'm ready to go there with him. Like, who the fuck, who you talking to? Who a clown? What the band? But then I thought about it like, if I go off like that, how the fuck I'm gonna tell him not to do it or whatever? So I bent on him. I called him walk. I bent on the man to man, and I talked to him calm and like a man, and he understood what he come to. We talked about it and we worked it out. And he been rocking with me ever since for just how I came at him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come at him talking crazy like I was gonna do. No, I was just like, I just talked to him calmly, how I would want him to react. Because one thing you got to know about these kids we deal with, especially in Chicago, you got to be the message you bring. If you fake, you phony one time, you got one time to show some fake philosophy, everything you do ain't gonna mean nothing. You just gonna be looked at as fake. That's why I love the work. I love my job at the Institute of Nonviolence. I love what we do because we got a saying, one of our principles is we attack the forces of evil, not the people doing it. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get to the root of the problem. Why nobody understands, nobody never asked the kids like, or why they doing it or what they doing. All they think, oh, they animals, the YNs, they crazy. Stay away from the YNs, get your kids or whatever. But no, and they try to dehumanize them like they monsters or they like third-party citizens, like they're their own community, when these are babies just like anybody else babies. This is what they grew up around. This is what they know. This is a culture. So the person doing it, not the problem. Because when he go to jail, guess what? Lil Ray Ray gonna be doing it after him, and Lil TJ gonna be doing it after him, and Lil CC gonna be doing it after him. So we gotta set the roots of source of why they doing it and change the culture and change the way of thinking. And it's so beautiful that we got young brothers like Jarvis and Tree with this mentality, because they can set the pace. Because a lot of times change. It's like I know a lot about the streets. I could blend with like the older brother. I jumped off the porch young, and I've been around younger. I know how to deal with the young guys, and they deal with them or whatever. But they can a lot of times they can tell me you don't know how it is out here, and I could be like, man, well, I used to woo at the band, but they be like, it ain't like that no more. Because back when we was coming up, it was more structure. Now I couldn't get into it with Tree at the gas station and shoot him right there. You know what I'm saying? If I get into a tree, I gotta go tell the guys, man, I just got into it with dude, woo, woo, and then we'll walk, we finna slide through there. And then the guys gonna be like, oh no, that's woo woo cousin, or no, he good. Or go on do it. It wasn't no conscious decisions just like now. Just bell out, we get into it. What's up? Pop, 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 and I'll shoot you. And start a whole game war like how it is now. So it was different. So you had to move different. So they wired a little different than us. They trained to go faster than us. Because in their mind is kill to be killed. So let's get that out their mind and see why they mind like that and what got them to that point and try to reprogram the culture. Because if you crucify the person every time, you're never gonna solve the root of the problem.
That's that right there. If you crucify the person, Jarvis, speak to that, and then I'm going to do something that's dangerous, which is to try to move us to a counterclaim. I'm almost afraid. But Jarvis, give me your last thought about that.
He right though. I mean, just by punishing a person, it's not gonna kill the problem. Like it's, it's just like killing one roach. It's not going to exterminate your house from roaches. And that's what the problem is. We need more people that's pushing the positivity. Let's, instead of pushing pick up a gun, let's pick up knowledge. Like they always say, if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book. And I'm to be quite frankly, it been real so far, because the more knowledge that I gained over the time, it changed the way I think. Why? Because I didn't have this knowledge at first. So when I don't have knowledge, I'm just dumbfounded and I'm only stuck in a box of the things that I know. So I'm only limited. Let me say that to the other. I'm limited to a certain level because of what I'm experiencing, right? But once I start to get into different rooms and I start to get around different people, you understand that, there's different societies in this world that you live in, right? And that's what I be trying to, push off into some of my guys or some of my friends, is that, like, we live in a society as a culture, and that's our problem, because we're not willing to come outside of our culture and learn. We always like to stereotype, well, oh well, Mexicans build. Well, that's something that they learned a trade that they can get paid for. There was something, but you learned to pick up a gun, you know what I'm saying? So now I tell my friends, I say, we do this now. If it don't make money, it don't make sense. Family first, but if it don't make money, it don't make sense. I like to put it in that equation now, because nowadays, if you don't have money, you're nobody in our culture. So I kind of like to tell it to them like that, money before anything. So if it's not making you money, is it really beneficial to you? No, it's a liability. Why? Because it's taking time away from you. It's taking your energy away from you. It's taking your focus, even better yet, away from you. And now you're being limited to do limited things, which is in acting in negativity. So we kind of go up on like a challenge. So I kind of challenge them now, like, 14 days of working at a temp agency is hard. It's a lot of crap, it's a lot of bull crap. But what we do now is we choose our hard instead of letting our hard choose us.
There you
I'd
go.
rather not be broke. And it is irritating to go work at a temp, but I would rather choose that hard than be broke and have to go rob somebody and then be in a harder situation. So we
Wow.
just learning to be man and choose our hard. Everything is going to be hard. Nothing's easy in life and nothing's guaranteed. But what is a guarantee is choosing your difficulty. That is a guarantee. So
Do this when we're done, Jarvis. I want you to think about another quote about aligned to that theme,
mm,
choosing your hard. Just, let it come to you in its own way, but let's do a conversation on that. I really like that angle.
I
Uh,
got you.
yeah, and look, we're talking about a lot of really important things. And with a counterclaim, with something like this, don't be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. I'm going to throw out, let me start us off. I'll try to say something, and I'm going to define evil my way.
Mm,
And maybe that's is getting out of this a little bit, because it's hard to come up with a counterclaim to this. But if you think of evil as something like anger, or kind of like resentment when someone does something to you that's unjust,
mm-hmm,
and that they did it and it was unjust, and they might have even done it on purpose, and you're dealing with a thing. I won't even say a human. I'll say at that moment a thing, and you want to get back at them, but you're bigger than that. You
mm,
say, I'll pray for you. Uh, I'm not going to let that get to me. And the minute that you start punking out a little bit, that becomes permission to be abused again, because they think that the reason that you're not coming back with some evil, and some hard, maybe they're trying to bring it out in you.
mm-hmm,
It's because you can't. It's because you're weak. And so what it does is it might get you to heaven eventually, but there's a bunch of people looking at you, and they know that you were treated wrong, but you didn't stand up for yourself.
mm.
So I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm going to leave it there. I don't know if that is the counterclaim.
Yeah, but like far as with that, like you don't have to attack evil with evil. And that go back to what I was saying. You can stand your ground without doing with evil. Like I could tell you, like with me and Jarvis come, I stood my ground. I just didn't go where he went with it. I ain't talking about no go gun, but I explained to him like this ain't that or this ain't that. But I ain't talk. It's just the way you deliver it, and it go back to what I said at first. You have to be spiritually believe and mentally in your head that God gonna work it through it out. That good really wins. That good over. If you don't believe that good over trumps evil, it's a lost cause because everything calls with faith, and you got to believe that everything gonna work out. Because if you don't have faith, that's the whole point why you turn the old cheek. That you believe that good gonna win, so you're gonna let God deal with it, or you're gonna let the situation work itself. But there's other ways to stand your ground without attacking evil with evil.
Yeah, and my like kind of like my favorite way I like to say nowadays, cause I got a little wise, so I like to use it a lot. Be wise and not a fool. Choose your battles. When people intentionally do things to you, that's a fool. And what I mean by that's a fool, that's a guy that's trying to trick you out your spot. Why? Because he understands that you're going somewhere and he got to throw you off. So this is why you don't let people throw you off, because people see your potential when you don't see your own potential. And guess what? Tricking you out your spot may be just their best thing to do because they can attack you in other forms. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand, you got to be wise and not a fool. You got to understand that this is not a battle to be fought.
I
This is a
love it.
battle to be moved on from. Even like the great Indians, like I used to like the great natives. You know what I'm saying? The great chiefs. They didn't just go to war just to go to war. No, no, no. There must be a reason. Because if there's not a reason, then we can walk away. No need to lose. No need to die over something that's foolish.
There
And
you
that's
go.
what our community is at now.
I got a counterclaim.
Picking battles. I want to hear this counterclaim tree. I like. I really like what you, Billy and Jarvis, just came up with. Go for it.
Both my brothers said is definitely on the money. But leaning back to the biblical text, because this quote we using is from the Bible. God respectfully let motherfuckers put belt to ass in the Bible a bunch of times. So for instance, let's say, okay, the Bible reference I was gonna use was this guy Samson, the strong guy Samson in the Bible. He killed like thousands of people with a donkey's jawbone. Like literally, like that's what the Bible say. He was under attack by thousands of people in his army, and God made a jawbone of a donkey appear on the ground, and he told him, "Grab that and fight, and I'm your God, and I'm with you, and you will make it through there." And he killed thousands of people with just one weapon. And I'm thinking about too also like, okay, the aspect of like self-defense can't be seen as evil, but if you take a life, even if the person who was trying to take your life, the person that was trying to take your life, he might be a father, and you a father. He might be trying to rob you and take your life because he feel like he don't got no choice. This I gotta feed my kids. I'm just trying to take your money, but you don't want to get your money took. Now we tussling. So now it come from me trying to rob you to now I'm scared for my life, so I'm finna try to take your life. But you don't want your life took, so you end up taking my life. But my wife and my child and my family, grandmother, my cousins, all them crying and mourning me still.
At the
Hero.
same time though, like there's how I feel about taking a man's life under those circumstances is like that was out of my will. That wasn't intentional. That wasn't deliberate. And me personally, I don't feel like God will penalize you for that because, like I said earlier, you get punished for your intention with God. That's why you get karma because you get punished because you deliberately did that. You knew that that was wrong and you did that. That's why God punished people that do bad because it's karma. You knew that it was wrong. But if somebody is just protecting themselves in a life or threatening situation, God not gonna punish that person. Like that's why humanity can't punish that person. Like at what point, what do you want them to do? Like that's just like wildlife. Like if
That's
you
like why
see
you got self-defense and murder. Like you can kill somebody on some BS doing something wrong. You're gonna go to jail, you're gonna suffer. That's your punishment. But if you defending yourself in self-defense, they're gonna let you go.
Exactly. Even in Mother Nature, with a lion and a gazelle. If a gazelle kicks a lion back, he's not penalized for that. You're fighting for your life. This is something that you're in fear. You're
So now
reacting
we
out of
getting
fear.
so now we
You see
getting
what I'm
into the
saying?
space of, can it be good evil? It's like, because I feel like nowhere to put it is killing. I
See,
feel like
see,
the act of killing is evil, but it can be done positively. or,
look. There's no good evil. Why I say this is because evil is intentional. Evil is a state of mind where you think at your lowest state. You're thinking like an animal. You're thinking in survival mode. So at that point, everything you do, you may think that, oh, I'm only doing this to get out this situation. But what you're doing to the next person is deliberately wrong. You know this. You know that. So at that point, you will be penalized. But like we say,
no, because
even
look,
in the Bible,
All right, hang on. Go ahead, Tree. Respond to that. Then I have a place we can go.
so to what Jarvis was just saying, you just said if you respond in survival mode, you're getting penalized. But then you also just said if you respond and you just trying to defend your life, God not gonna punish you. In the middle of you in the shootout, you in survival mode.
yeah,
In the
right,
middle
right,
of
right.
somebody trying
Now look,
in the middle of somebody trying to get down on you, you is in survival mode. You're gonna do anything possible. You're gonna possibly
exactly.
take
But listen though, what
I
see
think
what you
Jarvis saying like in the moment, then a mentality. This is two different things. Tree, you talking like a survival mode mentality. Then a survival mode in that moment is it called intent.
now
okay.
that's what separates it. That right there. That's what God look at right there. What you are saying is, oh, you responding because you're being threatened. That's I'm doing this because I'm being threatened. This is not deliberately. I wasn't looking forward to you to attack me. You was looking forward to attack me. You point me out. You picked me out. You preyed on me. Your intent was to hurt me. That's not my intent. So that's why you get punished between that split second right there. Your mentality and your decision is what gets you penalized. It's not the way you react. It's your mentality. Just like if somebody, just like if you sit right here and you call me a bitch hypothetically, right, right, your intention, you could be sitting right here playing like we play all the day. You could be playing, and I wouldn't even react to you, twin. But if you say it in a different way, in a different tone, and I see that you intending to hurt me, then that's a problem because I felt your mindset, twin. You see what I'm saying?
That's why I used to say that all the time. Like it's two type of people with guns. You got one like me that come outside with the gun, like I pray nobody don't make me do nothing to them. I just protect myself. And then you got another guy who get the gun on, like I wish a motherfucker would. I'm ready to try something. I'm ready. They looking for it. But then you got some people like I pray nobody mess with me. That's how I used to be outside. Like no, nobody don't mess with me. I pray nobody don't bother me. But I know I got to hide this. I know this the west side of Chicago. I know I was born out here. But I swear to God, I don't want to do nothing to nobody. Then you got somebody get a gun and go Tupac, Bishop, and Juice. You know what I'm saying? I wish a motherfucker would. I'm ready for anybody. It's all about the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Tree, thoughts. And then I'm going to move into concluding us here. What are your thoughts from what they were saying?
No, it make perfect sense. So I was that's what my angle was. My angle was trying to see, could evil be good? But then Jarvis gave one of the coldest points that I like kind of overlooked on evil. Like evil is your intention. It is like evil is like intentions. Like Jarvis was saying, evil is intent. So then I started thinking about how evil can also be tied to morality and what people see in a moral spectrum. So on just on a surface level where we were at with like violence, everything they hit was yeah, I agree with it. I can't really see a counterclaim of how you can be evil now to overcome good.
Well, you were convinced. Let's put it that way, because the question that really spurred this on, you did it, Tree, right? You said, could you be good in being evil? And you took Jarvis's response, and that what you had the essential question. He answered it. You believed it. So you're back to the claim, right? Here's
Yeah.
another essential question I got, and it was kind of from Bully, I think, a little bit, and then Jarvis had weighed in. How do you stand your ground but not become your enemy, like become evil. How do you balance that? Because I think a lot of people don't know how to balance that, right? So let's let those drift. Those two essential questions before we go. I want to get all of your take on something that just happened on Friday, this past Friday in Minneapolis.
Okay.
There was a guy named, I think his name was, it doesn't matter what his name is. He's a far right kind of provocateur, someone on social media who is, some people might call him a white supremacist, anti-Muslim, like a real kind of, someone who's always trying to provoke. I really don't know a thing about him. He came to counter protest when the Minnesotans were protesting, the way that their community is being treated with ICE and all this stuff. And this guy, I don't know if you saw it in the news.
I saw it.
He got this. There was mob action on this guy, and they had him cornered up against a building. And look, they were squirting water at him and everything, so it wasn't crazy stuff, but you could see it in his face that the crowd turned on him. Who was there that was trying to get in between him and the rest of the crowd? This 30-year-old black guy who I saw an interview with him later. He's really religious, but he looked a little hood too. You could hear him talk, and it's like he didn't grow up in the suburbs. This guy, he seemed to have, anyway. So my question to you is, how does someone get motivated to protect someone that would never give them that protection?
Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. It's just real people in the world, man. Like I just can't let that happen to you. Even though you're in the wrong, man, I'm not feeling like, hey, look, it's real people in the world, man. For real. Like, what that man did was real stand up, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, even though he got his point of view, though, man, y'all ain't finna do that to him, though, man. Y'all just not finna corner him, bully him, suppress him. You feel what I'm saying? He got an opinion, just like everybody else do. He got a right to feel some type of way he feel, even though he probably expressing it in a negative way, though. But what y'all doing is negative, too, as well, though. You know what I'm saying? And it takes standing up guys like that. You know what I'm saying? Because when he probably stood up for him, they probably did stop. And they probably did look at him crazy, though. But at the end of the day, though, like it's a way we handle things as human. Don't matter what race you is, man. It's just the way we handle things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't it. That ain't it, man.
It go all back to what I be said at the beginning. Is like you got to really believe in good and believe in doing good. You got to believe that you're doing the wrong thing. It's called having integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody ain't looking. He could have easily just went against everything. He stood for all this principle, like this man said, well, they just turned the other way. But he deep down inside, he knew it was wrong. Like a lot of people crucify the ICE officer because they behave in the way they act and things they do. But you got to put it from the other foot. When you believe in good, you got to put yourself in somebody's foot. What if that lady would have ran them over and killed them with the car, though? Ain't nobody thinking about what she did. Every action causes a reaction. It's a consequence to every action. If the officer telling you to stop and you don't stop, then you pull a car off that. I done seen people carry reckless homicides. I done been locked up with people that were vehicular homicides on high speeds running from the police, and the police trying to lock them up, and they done ran them over, and they get 60 years for that. That's like a murder. High speed chases, you accidentally hit somebody or whatever. I'm not taking up for he might have bogus motives. He might have bad intentions. They might have bad intentions the way they treat people. They treat people wrong. But at that moment, she decided to attack evil with evil.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you go wrong at a lot of
And that's where
times.
you
And
go
that's how you
wrong
get that
at.
negative.
Instead of just stopping the car, talking about and wait your moment, and then let your lawyer or then speak your piece, she decided, forget the rules, forget the law. She lost herself in that moment. And she
Mm-hmm.
pulled off and tried to get away, and she almost ran the man over. And killed, what if she would have ran him over and killed him, though? You got to look at it from both ways, man. And I'm not justifying him shooting her or nothing, but I'm just being right is right, fair is fair, man.
There you go. That and look, that's what
But
that
they
dude was
look
doing, man.
that's a whole other topic too, though, gang. That's the whole that situation though,
Nah,
because
but Faust was talking
in
about the dude
situations
though.
like that, the police got to know how to. The police and any type of law enforcement got to know how to come toward people, bro. They was at that lady car, like they got a call. It was Hispanic terrorists in the car. Y'all at the car, guns out. This is a white couple. What's going on? We're white. What's happening?
Like, hey, look, negativity and negativity, man. It's just a negativity, man. Like with the lady that got killed by the ICE officers, even the dude that's getting sprayed down by water, man. Like it took that one dude to stand up and do something positive to make probably 15 other people realize what they was doing was wrong,
Yeah.
man. You
No,
know what I'm
look, let me
saying?
let me answer that
It,
too.
it takes a leader to stand up so you can see the difference between real leaders and crowds. Crowds, they're gonna follow what's popular. They're gonna follow what everybody else is doing. A leader, he do the unpopular decision. He do what's unpopular. He do what people don't think is fun. You know why? Because this is what's gonna really benefit us, man. How y'all keep saying equal and we live in equal when everybody living their own brain about different people? They white, they Mexican, they black, they Indian, they be doing this, they be doing. But how about yet you say we equal though? You see what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that just contradict themselves and they really think that they be really cool. Like you're not a cool person when you contradict yourself. That's what I tell people. You really should shut up more and just do action more because the more you talk, it poke holes in your story, man. You see what I'm saying? This make you feel unreal, poke me holes in your story. If I'm seeing you move the way you already say you moving, hey, I ain't even got to doubt that. He moving like that. Hey, them actions prove louder than words, man. Like real people, like you know what I'm saying? You gotta have real people in the world, man.
Now I had saw the video. They actually beat that man. They actually beat him. You ain't see them beat him, Styles? They beat him.
I saw him bloodied.
Yeah, he was bleeding. They beat him, chased him to a car.
I ain't never see it. I'm gonna go look it up
Look,
when we get off.
shorty, he look when dude get in between them. He's standing on like a ledge. They trying to pull him off the ledge. Black Buddy get in between him and all the people. They snatch him off the ledge. Black Buddy grab him. It was only one person trying to help him, bro.
I
Only
know.
one dude.
There was literally
Black
one
Buddy running with
person.
him. He running with him. He running with him. Now they running behind him, squirting him with water, yelling at him, throwing stuff at him. In the middle of them running with him, somebody fouls him. Bow. He falls, shorty. Oh, bro, they beat this man.
I saw
That's
that.
like
Yeah. I
it
mean,
made me
look,
think,
I
bro. It
was
made me
just,
think like,
I
bro.
gotta look that up. I watched the
It made
news.
me
I ain't see that.
it made me think like, bro, the people that are like fighting for these things, right? Now, granted, history has been changed through violence. We see that. A lot of times revolutions, sadly, are violent. But that don't mean that's how it always supposed to be. And that's how it has to be. But the people that are fighting for these oppressed groups, we gotta realize that we can't just be catching people who we feel are racist or who we view as white supremacists and just stump them out. We can't just do that. Like this ain't gang bang. This ain't like what's going on? Like that's some youth gang bang. Those are youth gang banging tactics. Like you from the you from the opposing side. We're gonna jump on you now. Like what? We ain't.
That's not gonna resolve nothing though, bro.
No, this man's still racist, and he just did an interview. Look, bro, the man just did an interview. He's still racist.
I get that though, but like negativity, like that ain't you. Somebody jump me again. That's gonna make me want to go get 15 other people guns, all types of stuff. Like that's
You know
not
what I'm
gonna
saying?
result.
He didn't even care that the black dude helped him.
Man, sure, that's
He
not gonna
said,
result in what people think. That's
look,
not.
shorty, the man in the interview, he said the black dude was really going in his pockets. I swear to God. I'm
well,
not
look,
lying.
I
They
had to break, I
interviewed
just,
him. They tried to get him to get a. I promise to God, y'all. They interviewed him and tried to get him to get a black dude some props for helping him. And this man said that black man was trying to go in his pockets. He wasn't really helping him.
did he really say that, Trace?
You can't even
I
help
promise
people and
you.
they just still
I promise
crazy,
you.
man.
I promise you. And then he started saying,
That's from the list.
that girl name. He started saying that girl name that was stabbed on the train.
So anyway, it was a great conversation, fellas. I think we covered a lot of bases. I'm going to say it for us. I don't know if we did the best we could have done with the counterclaim, but I think a counterclaim on a quote like this is one of the more difficult ones. And we didn't really get into a definition of what evil is. We kind of danced around it and
No, we got
assumed.
that concept.
Do
We
you
got
have
that
something?
concept. We got look, the concept of evil is all about your intention. That's what
Intentions. You're
evil is.
right. Actually, my
Evil
fault.
is intention.
My fault.
It don't matter what you do in life. When you have the wrong intentions,
It's
it's
your
evil.
heart. Right. Right. No,
Exactly.
I got you. I stand corrected. So, yeah, add something, Tree.
Evil is negative direction towards your intention towards the natural balance.
Told
So the natural balance of life. So the natural balance of life. So whatever natural in life is, if you're going against that intentionally, that's now you're doing evil. So the natural balance of life is to live. So if you're killing intentionally and taking life, that's evil.
well, if you're
That's
doing things
unnatural.
intentionally that's negative, that's what?
Evil.
Evil, right? Exactly. Your intentions is the one thing that separates mistakes from deliberate choices. That's the one thing that separates mistakes and things that's done intentionally. The
I like
intention.
this. I like it.
I'm changing. I'm telling you, I'm changing for real, bro. I just believe in good and blessings come. You got to have that moment of believe. I made a conscious effort to stop stealing. I don't even steal out the stores no more. It be killing me. Little stuff I know I would have stole. I just pay for it, man, because I just don't be wanting no bad karma on me. Like I'm fully developed in my good mode, and I'm on good mode for the rest of my years here. I'm gonna do good, man.
I love
Know
it.
No
that.
doubt, brother. I done felt the same way a
And
few
God gave you
times.
grace for that.
For sure.
It be killing me. Like, man, I could just throw this in my pocket.
All right, fellas, it was good. It was really, really good. Thanks for coming. We'll definitely do it again. And just take care, be safe out there, and until next time.